Hi, I like wood. This is his. He's answering. It's just good evening. It is a good evening.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson. One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how
The noise. Oh, you mean your own fucking show?
many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people, people who really care about what's true. And a bunch
Yeah, like me. I get it. Thanks. So you had time off from your show and you watched some on my stream and you're like, oh shit, this guy's he's a good time. He's good natured. He doesn't call for violence against anybody, but he doesn't take any shit either.
of hilarious people also, a lot of those.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
It's got to be the majority of the population, even now.
Yeah, it's got to be.
So that's heartening.
I mean, I'm not going to hang out with any of them, but you know.
The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how
Is that what you did? You took some time off, did you?
unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are.
Well, yeah, I know you were part of them, so it's obviously hard to see how stupid a debater you are when you're in the process of doing it. If you have any ability to, self-reflect, which you clearly don't.
They're completely irrelevant. They mean
Yes, your show was irrelevant. Your Fox Nation thing was irrelevant. The little wood studio they built in your barn is irrelevant.
nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them.
That's right. In 5 years, people will go, remember the Tucker Carlson show? Not really.
Trust me, as someone who's participated.
No, because of your participation and your history of how you've participated, I do not trust you, but not in the abstract, specifically because I find you awful.
And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing,
Well, let's see. I don't know. It's been pretty amazing so
the
far.
undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all.
What? Nobody's talking about COVID or the Ukraine war or democracy or economic policy or immigration or social issues in the United States or the political divide or police violence or no, they're not getting any news. Murder rates, nothing's. They're not even talking about that stuff. Weird.
War, civil
War. I see.
liberties, emerging science,
Emerging science. I see. How emergent does the science have to be before we start talking about it in the news? I mean, I'm all for a new study story, but they usually turn out to be horse shit 2 weeks later.
demographic change, corporate power,
Demographic change. Browning of America is what it means.
natural resources.
Natural resources like coal and bananas.
When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues?
Well, I don't go to debates per se. I mean, I'm sure they have them. They're all over college campuses. There's debate teams discussing this shit. I guess you could go watch one if you want to. But the news isn't actually debate isn't the point. It's to report the news. I'll debate the merits of something. I just want the information from the news. That's hence the name.
It's been a long time.
Has it? It has been a long time. Well, it has not been a long time since I rock and rolled. I did that last night.
Debates like that are not permitted in
They're not.
American media.
They're not. They're not even permitted. Oh my gosh. How come? Then how do those debates happen online in the YouTube sphere between like hosts and do they? Is it an underground thing? Is it like a Fight Club thing?
Both political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it.
I see. So they just don't want you to even bring up that it would be better if Vladimir Putin was running the country. And that's just because they know what side of the bread their butter is on.
Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state.
No, it doesn't. It absolutely does not. There's a huge difference between Democrats and Republicans. There's a healthy debate inside the Democratic Party often, and there's a weird little civil war that's a bunch of petulant shittery going on in the Republican side. So no, not at all.
That's a depressing realization.
Well, it's not a realization. It's an assertion on your part that's bullshit.
But it's not permanent.
Right, because farts aren't permanent.
Our current orthodoxies won't last.
Is that the name of your new show, or our current orthodoxies? Fascinating.
They're brain dead.
I see. So you're talking about your viewers now? That's not nice.
Nobody actually believes them.
Well, apparently they do, and certainly who's them in this case? It's hard to pick. I can't tell if he's talking about just news organizations or the Illuminati.
Hardly anyone's life is improved by them.
Hardly anyone's life is improved by the news telling you that a hurricane is coming, or that there's might be a recall on fucking romaine lettuce, or that your car might be part of a recall, or there might be tax benefits available to people. Like, you don't benefit from that.
This moment,
Meanwhile, ball tanning
is too inherently ridiculous to continue, and
I see.
so it won't.
Nope. Yes, that's the thing about moments. They don't continue. There tends to be one right after them.
The people in charge know this. That's why they're
Who are the people in charge?
hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force.
So you were forced out at Fox. Okay.
But it won't work.
It won't. It can't. It mustn't.
When honest people say what's true,
And you would know what about this?
calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful.
Thanks very much. I mean, I think I have a pretty good impact. I do, and it's a charming little show. I mean, it's some days it's hard work. I mean, obviously I'm operating on 3 hours sleep. It's rough, but still I feel like I'm providing a service, and I appreciate you noticing.
At the same
Also, I don't think it's a mistake that you wore my background as your fucking tie. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. This motherfucker's been watching my show.
time, the liars who've been trying to silence them
The liars who have been trying to you can't
shrink, and they
do
become weaker.
Oh, well, that's good. All right, well then, and we didn't have to do anything. They just shrunk. Oh, okay.
That's the iron law of the universe.
The iron law of the universe. I didn't realize there was one. The iron law I thought the iron law was that iron is on the periodic table.
True things prevail.
The iron law of the universe is that true things prevail. Fuck, you must be new.
Where can you still find Americans saying true things?
I mean, every fucking day. I mean, you don't think I drove all night to get here just so I could phone it in and lie? You think I'm going to wake up early and stay up late just to bullshit people? What a waste of fucking time.
There aren't many places left, but there are some.
There are. It's a little, and this sauna I built in my yard is one of them.
And that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope.
As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. There is hope. This is rousing. This is move over, MLK. He's going to throw the bow tie back on. He's going to he's putting the band back together. It's going to happen. Super exciting. This is just the beginning.
See you soon.
See you soon. As long as you can hear the words, podcast. As long as I had them build this studio for me, and so now that I have it, I told them to go fuck themselves so I could turn the Daily Caller into a competition for the Daily Wire, and cha-ching. Oh God, what a this is your 2 minutes and 16 seconds. This is your comeback. This is it.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson. One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how...
Yeah, just fuck you. Like, it's so lazy and so weak and so boring.